Hello people, so today's vlog is on 48 Laws of Power, the Game of Thrones edition, 2 snaps and a twist. Oh, finale just Sunday, but I didn't see it till Tuesday, so this video is Wednesday. Sorry if you did not see it. Spoiler alert, you're about to hear some stuff. You might as well click. But if you did see it, then you can definitely listen and watch the remainder of the video. But so if you watched the season finale, then you know the dragon has blue fire, which is very confusing because I would assume he would have ice, but then that wouldn't make sense either. But that happened, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. I am here to talk about my favorite person, Littlefinger, dying. And I know you're like, Littlefinger, why is that your favorite person? There's so many more special people involved, and you're right, but Littlefinger is a sneaky, conniving person, and I really enjoy that in a character. Like, I really enjoy somebody who is willing to risk it all to make it happen. Littlefinger is definitely that person, and Littlefinger is really why I started watching the show. So I didn't start watching Game of Thrones in season 1 like I should have. I didn't know how awesome it was, but I started watching last year, binge watch like a couple seasons in a row, which made me poo. Don't do it. And what happened was, so I might be at like episode 4, season 1, and Littlefinger was dropping knowledge on Ned. Like, Ned wasn't getting it, Ned wasn't ready. Quick temper, slow minds, what he said. That was right on the Stark back then, but we'll get to that. So, Littlefinger was dropping knowledge on people. And I'm like, wow, because I was already reading 48 Laws of Power. I'm like, is he reading the same book I'm reading? Do they have that back then? Is that a new universe? What is that? I don't really know how this works because it's not our past, but it is a past. Somebody, I don't really know. But needless to say, as I am reading 48 Laws of Power, and I'm like, Littlefinger definitely is reading 48 Laws of Power. And he get this shit started. And as seasons went on, more Littlefinger quotes started popping up as being like some profound shit. And I said, you know what? When it's time, I am going to do a whole vlog. I'm gonna call these episodes. Can we do that? Because vlog seems weird to come out of my mouth. A whole episode of the Littlefinger / 48 Laws of Power edition, so you understand the seriousness in reading 48 Laws of Power if you're trying to take over anything. And I mean anything. So, just a little name dropping real quick. Jay-Z has read this book. 50 Cent has read this book. Now, rapper / actor. I don't watch Power, so I don't know. And Busta Rhymes, a couple other people. We can get into names. I can name drop for the end of eternity. But Littlefinger has also read this book, right? Let me tell you why. Because we're going to talk about a few laws. We're going to talk about Law 1, 2, 6, 31, 13, 16, and we're going to talk about Law 21, but it won't be Littlefinger. And that's the only other character I will mention in this entire thing besides of telling you who he's talking to, what season he is in, episode, so you can check my facts because I did my research on this joint. So, laws are as follows. Never outshine the master. Never put too much trust in your friends. Learn to use your enemies. Law 3, conceal your intentions. Law 4, always say less than necessary. Law 7, get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. Law 12, use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. Law 13, when asking for help, appeal to others' self-interest. Law 31, control the options. Get others to play the game with the cards you deal. So if you heard any of those before and you know anything about the 48 Laws of Power, then you know Littlefinger has studied all of those laws and perfected them. So I'm going to give you the quotes that correlate with the laws in the order that I like them. Law 7, which is, again, get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. This is what Littlefinger says. Always keep your foes confused. If they are never certain who you are or what you want, they cannot know what you are likely to do next. Sometimes the best way to battle them is to make moves that have no purpose or even seem to work against you. Remember that, Sansa, when you come to play the game. So if you remember this episode, or this scene rather, you remember that that's when he first took Sansa from King's Landing, and Joffrey was just murdered. So, and we all realized how that went and who was involved in that, and he was involved. So, is Law 4. Always say less than necessary. And the quote that goes with that is this. Every time I'm faced with a decision, I close my eyes and see the same picture. Whenever I consider an action, I ask myself, will this make the picture a reality? Pull it out of my mind and into the world? And I only act if the answer is yes. A picture of me on an iron throne and you by my side. So he's talking to Sansa at her home's tree where Bran sits every so often. And this might be the time that he disobeyed this law, because usually Littlefinger says less than necessary, but I think he said a little bit too much to Sansa and starts the ball rolling. So the next law is Law 12. Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victims. And this is Littlefinger's quote. When the queen proclaims one king, and the king's hand proclaims another, whose peace do the gold cloaks protect? Who do they follow? The man that pays them. So this is season 1, episode 7, when he's talking to Ned about taking over the kingdom with regards to Robert Baratheon dying. So if you remember that scene, you know it did not end well for Ned, and Littlefinger had his whole trying to be Ned friend thing already a little shady, and wasn't even pretending to be Ned friend to everybody else. He just was doing it so he can get where he try and go. Further along, you realize that was the whole plan to begin with, and the Starks kind of got caught up in it. So the next law for me is Law 3. Conceal your intentions. So this is the Littlefinger's quote. So many men, they risk so little. They spend their lives avoiding danger. Then they die. I'll risk everything to get what I want. Season 4, episode 4. Clearly, we know Littlefinger to risk it all to become, by his death, Lord Baelish, Lord of the Vale. When he first started, he was just a kid, a scrawny kid. If you're paying attention to the storyline, you hear him talk. And he is the only Baelish, I think. I think he was a homeless child, as a matter of fact. Started his brothels, became Master of Coin, became Lord of the Vale, and was gunning for the Iron Throne. And up until his death, I kind of thought he might have got it. Even if he got it snatched quickly, I still thought he would have been made it even closer. So I was very surprised by his death. We'll get to that. Another law after that is Law 5. No, sorry, Law 2. Never put too much trust in your friends. Learn to use your enemies. Now, you realize Littlefinger ain't got no friends. And even if you think you're Littlefinger's friend, you will learn very quickly when he do not need you no more that you are not his friend. I thought Varys was his friend. I thought he really cared about what was going on with Cersei. I thought in the beginning, before shit got real, that he was kind of okay with Ned. Thought he was Catelyn's friend. I mean, you can name it. He ain't your friend. You only serve a purpose to him. Everybody's an enemy and everybody's a friend. And this Law 1 is never outshine the master. And this is what Littlefinger says that correlates with that law. You know what I learned losing that duel? I learned that I'll never win. Not that way. That's their game, their rules. I'm not going to fight them. I'm going to fuck them. That's what I know. That's what I am. And only by admitting what you are can you get what you want. So talking to Roz, who is one of his girls from the brothel, and then when she asked him what he want, he said everything, and he meant it. So, law 13 is when asking for help, appeal to others' self-interest. And this is how he tries to appeal to Sanders' self-interest. He says to her, sometimes when I'm trying to understand a person's motives, I play a little game. I assume the worst. So that is episode 7 of season 7. And that's the season finale. And that's where we get to the tea, the juice, the nitty gritty, whatever you want to call it. So when he is telling Sanders to get rid of Arya, I am believing that Sanders is riding with Littlefinger, and I am nervous for the both of them because Arya don't seem like she played those games. But when they say, rather when Arya says, do you really want to do this? And I'm thinking she about to cut all them down, all the guards down, Sanders bringing there a whole bunch of them if need be. And they look over at Lord BAELISH, and he look all confused, and he's salty. I'm telling you, I was shocked. And this is why, because he been playing everybody from day one. But you know what happened? He started falling for Sansa, and he thought she was stupid enough not to know how to play the game, which is what he said to her in Law 7. Remember that, Sansa, when you come to play the game? So, his quote earlier in the season 1, when he says, all of the Starks, quick tempers, slow minds. Obviously, the Starks quote up on that as, and Arya murders you in season watch. And this is what Law 21 is like. It says, play a sucker to catch a sucker. Now, obviously, Lord BAELISH, Littlefinger, did not do that one well, but guess who did do it? Sansa, when she got him to think that they was doing a trial for Arya, but it was really for him. And this is how it goes. This is his quote, but Sansa and Arya pulled this off. Fight every battle, everywhere, in your mind. Everyone is your enemy, everyone is your friend. Every possible series and every of events is happening all at once. And she said that back to him with, sometimes I play a little game. It was awesome. So everybody who hates Sandra, stop it. She got her life right. She learned from Littlefinger, although he is a creep. I love. So rest in peace, Littlefinger. I will miss you. I don't think nobody else will, but I will miss you. It's been Just Jazz. If you like this video at all, please like. If you like any of my videos, please subscribe. I'm out.